Welcome back to another video, my pupils. Today on display, we have some well-known 5-star flick ups for you to learn. Without further delay, let's get right into it. Firstly, the ideal contact area and position for the ball is between the lower shin and the top of your foot. Ensure your knees are bent, with your upper body leaning forward. Now, most importantly, ensure that no spaces are left between your foot and the ball. In this position, you must ensure that you feel the ball pressing against your shin. And this leads us into the next step, which is the downward motion of the ball with the shin. This motion is the backbone of the flick. Make sure toes are bent and point upwards during the flick. Now, during the flick up, full extension of the dominant leg is vital. This will come to you natural after you get the flick up a few times, but always aim for full extension. Lastly, the follow through. To get that spin up on the ball, your dominant foot should go behind your standing leg in a quick motion. The first step of the El Tornado is to actually step on top of the ball with your strong foot. While on top of the ball, you are going to turn 180 degrees, which will enable you to face where you are coming from. Also, make sure you stand directly on the center of the ball. After the rotation comes the drag back. This should be in sync after the rotation. Following the drag back is the scoop. Use your instep to scoop the ball up to waist height. When the ball is in the air after the scoop, adjust your body position for the volley. Try to hit the volley just before it hits the ground, and keep your head over the ball. After the volley, make the striking leg follow through across the body to complete the skill. The first step of the sombrero flick is to take a step ahead of the ball. This enables you to get in the correct stance over the ball. Secondly, use the top of your foot to chip the ball, with your upper body leaning over the ball. In this position, it is important while chipping the ball up you lean forward. This will give you more mobility while doing the flick. Thirdly, the flick, use the instep of your foot to flick the ball over your head. With your foot flexed upwards and leg straight as an arrow, the ball will go directly over your head. Now, you must quickly turn 180 degrees while the ball is in flight, going over the head of both you and your opponent. As you do this, you must ensure that you keep your eyes on the trajectory of the ball at all times. Always keep track of where the ball is moving. First step of the rainbow flick is to ensure that the ball is trapped between the inside of your strong leg and the heel of your weaker foot. Also, you must have a forward lean throughout the entire move. Secondly, and vitally, use the inside of your strong foot to roll the ball up the back of your weaker foot, right up to the calf. When the ball reaches the calf, you remove the foot and let the ball pop off the calf naturally, keeping that same forward lean. Now make a solid contact with the middle of your heel. Making solid contact will enable the ball to go high and directly over your head and also your opponent's and into your path. Lastly, when the ball is in the air, have one eye locked in at the ball and other on your opponent. Also, the forward lean will enable you to accelerate and react quicker just in case the flick doesn't work. Firstly, your starting point is a simple drag back with the ball underneath the sole of your foot. At the ending of the drag back, your toes should be the only part of your foot that should be left on the ball, with your upper body having a controlled forward lean. In this position, it prepares you for the next step, which is the flick. After leaving your toes on the ball, your foot will leave the ball entirely for about 1/4 of a second. After leaving the ball, you prepare to chip the ball just below the center using enough energy generated from the drag back. Vitally, during the flick, your leg must be straight like an arrow, no bending. Also, keep your standing leg slightly bent and keep that forward lean with your upper body, and keep all eyes on the ball. To get that spin off the flick, your leg must be bent and go behind you. Also, your forward lean should turn into a backwards lean. All should be done in sync to one another. The first step of the fat man flick up is to trap the ball between both heels. Also, make sure that your feet are pointing outwards. Your next step is to bend both knees and explode off the ground. In flight, make sure the ball remains trapped between your heels and keep your eyes on the ball. Vitally, when in mid-air, you're going to bring the ball to a reasonable height. Then in one motion you are going to release the ball just in front of you using your heels. Try not to release the ball directly underneath you. If you do that, it will hit your private parts. Start with a ball roll with your stronger foot. This should be quick. Then just before you make contact, lift your weaker foot slightly off the ground. Your foot should be at an angle, but the inside of your foot should be facing upwards. Then make contact with the top half of the inside of your foot. This allows the ball to go up. After contact, the ball will pop up back to your stronger foot.